When the enemy is relaxed, make them toil. When full, starve them. When settled, make them move. Faced with what is right, to leave it undone shows a lack of courage. A smiling lie is a whirlwind, easy to enter, but hard to escape. Having the life of your dreams is simple. Make conscious choices. To become a lifelong reader, one has to do a lot of varied and interesting reading. We say later, later, until later becomes too late, and all we can think of is if only. I can't feel my tongue, but I know it's there because I'm talking. Overconfidence blurs out the risk. Inferiority magnifies it. Once we accept our limits, we go beyond them. Do not presume that richness or poorness will bring you happiness. You talk when you cease to be at peace with your thoughts. In war, then, let your great object be victory, not lengthy campaigns. Just because it's fiction doesn't mean it's any less true. It's what's in yourself that makes you happy or unhappy. A kingdom that has once been destroyed can never come again into being, nor can the dead ever be brought back to life. Either in conflict with others or in harmony with them, we go through life like a runaway horse, unable to stop. My fear was not of death itself, but a death without meaning. Stop being okay with everything. Sing your life. Any fool can think of words that rhyme. Life is like an onion. You peel it off one layer at a time, and sometimes you weep. The language of light can only be decoded by the heart. It takes courage to grow up and become who you really are. Karma is given, not to those who ask, but to those who ask of nothing. We need to be fit and ready for anything that might come our way. Irrational expectations are at the root of most human suffering. True friends are always together in spirit. Lucy Maud Montgomery. We seek the fire of the spark that is already within us. Don't be afraid of failure. This is the way to succeed. It takes more effort to avoid the truth than it does to face it. You endure what is unbearable, and you bear it. That is all. Nothing truly valuable arises from ambition or from a mere sense of duty. It stems rather from love and devotion towards men and towards objective things. I cried because I had no shoes until I met a man who had no feet. The mind is its own place, and in itself can make a heaven of hell, a hell of heaven. The invariable mark of wisdom is to see the miraculous in the common. What keeps life fascinating is the constant creativity of the soul. So long as you fight the darkness, you stand in the light. Communism is the final logic of the dehumanization of man. When people try to bury you, remind yourself you are a seed. Those who look for the bad in people will surely find it. There's no greater show on earth than observing human nature. Just let it be. If it's meant to be, it will happen. Perfect happiness is the absence of striving for happiness. Between living and dreaming, there is a third thing. Guess it. Nothing in the world can take the place of persistence. Follow your heart. Listen to your inner voice. Stop caring about what others think. If you fight with all your might, there is a chance of life. whereas death is certain if you cling to your corner. Fear not the path of truth, for the lack of people walking on it. Ignorance is the night of the mind, but a night without moon or star. If you want to see a rainbow, you have to learn to see the rain. The man who asks a question is a fool for a minute. The man who does not ask is a fool for life. To subdue an enemy without fighting is the greatest of skills. Difficulties strengthen the mind as labor does the body. The essence of technology is by no means anything technological. Despite the heart-numbing frost, my soul is blooming like spring. Everything is hard before it is easy. Almost nobody dances sober unless they happen to be insane. The only time you fail is when you fall down and stay down. Look for the good in every person and every situation. You'll almost always find it. No one from the outside can tell or show you what is in your heart. Imagining something is better than remembering something. Travel light, live light, spread the light, be the light. Without education, you're not going anywhere in this world. Face your life, its pain, its pleasure. Leave no path untaken. If you have the guts to be yourself, other people will pay your price. Do not fear the thorns in your path, for they draw only corrupt blood. Never stop acquiring the common sense. It is as good as the knowledge. A person who never made a mistake never tried anything new. Take the first step, no more, no less, and the next will be revealed. Peace proposals unaccompanied by a sworn covenant indicate a plot. Everything's a risk. Not doing anything is a risk. It's up to you. Reason may be employed to support faith as well as to destroy it. Leaders are limited by their vision rather than by their abilities. Done is better than perfect. Amid the turmoil and tumult of battle, there may be seeming disorder and yet no real disorder at all. Except our own thoughts, there is nothing absolutely in our power. One day you will wake up and there won't be any more time to do the things you've always wanted. Do it now. Silence and non-action are the root of all things. In the end, you should always do the right thing, even if it's hard. Money is better than poverty, if only for financial reasons. If you make a mistake and do not correct it, this is called a mistake. What the superior man seeks is in himself. What the small man seeks is in others. Without knowing the force of words, it is impossible to know more. Everything in life is speaking in spite of its apparent silence. To be wronged is nothing unless you continue to remember it. I have given my word that only death will take me from you. There are two ways of spreading light: to be the candle or the mirror that reflects it. It shocks me how I wish for what is lost and cannot come back. Every act of goodness is born from our desire to be happy. Stay calm. You've been through this before. You'll get through it again. Common sense is the collection of prejudices acquired by age 18. Human beings must have action, and they will make it if they cannot find it. And when all the wars are over, a butterfly will still be beautiful. Life doesn't require ideals. It requires standards of action. Generally in war, the best policy is to take a state intact. To ruin it is inferior to this. It's always the ones who are the quietest, who often have the greatest things to say. By nature, men are nearly alike. By practice, they get to be wide apart. Don't tie your success to anything other than what's inside you. Great knowledge is universal. Small knowledge is limited. Great words are inspiring. Small words are chatter. The way of success is the way of continuous pursuit of knowledge. There's so much to be grateful for. Words are poor things.